Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I want to talk to you on how to truly master the art of happiness for your little one. And it is an art to it. Okay. I want to give you an example of my two friends. Let's say friend A and friend B. Both my friends wanted to be doctors since they can remember they had a goal in life, a professional goal. Friend A, so she's a doctor in Manhattan. I see her and I say, friend A, how are you? You're a physician now, Are you happy? And she says, Shea, I love it. I'm really happy. I get to help people. Her mother was a nurse, so she knew from a young age she wanted to help others. She wanted to make an impact, she said, on people. Okay, so that's friend A. Friend B, he always wanted to be a physician as well, and he became a doctor too. So when I see friend B, I say to him, how's life? How are you doing? How's the profession working out for you? And he says, Shea, I hate it. He says, I hate when my patients complain to me that the medicine I prescribed to them didn't work. And when he works in the hospital, he says, Shea, I hate when my patients' family members come up to me and want an update on their sick family members. True story, true story. And so I want to emphasize to you guys how you have friend A and friend B with the same goals that they thought would make them happy, but friend A who was happy and friend B who didn't find any happiness in his goal. And later on, he is no longer a doctor. That should make you two very happy. One less doctor who is upset. He got his MBA, and I've seen him since, and I say, are you now happy? And you know what he says? He says, Shea, I hate the business world. It's too cutthroat for me. So the point of the story is that you have people in life who are elated and happy no matter what you go through in life. Or you have people who wake up in life and find all the worst traits or everything difficult and they dwell on that in life, okay? Now, scientists have a formula for happiness, believe it or not. It's called the happiness formula. And the happiness formula is your set point plus your circumstance plus voluntary activities. Okay, so I'll give you an example with myself. My set point was set when I was young. Plus my circumstance, I am a wife, a mother, an author, and a speaker, plus my voluntary activities, which currently I homeschool my 5-year-old, and I'm part of the technology of responsible foods, and we actually educate people on GMOs. So the set point makes up 50% of that happiness. So your circumstance and your voluntary activities do not equate to as much as that happiness set point. And who dictates that happiness set point are you, the parents. The children do not have control on this, okay? Now, I want to tell you the happiness set point is, half of that is actually based off of genetics. I don't know if you guys have ever heard somebody say, oh, that kid is a hothead, just like his father. Somewhat of that is true. That's why people do say that. Somewhat of that is true. But the other half of that is dictated by parents. You guys are in the control seat of dictating happiness for your child, okay? You basically set their temperament in life going forward. Now, scientists go back and forth in debating whether you can change this set point later on in life, and they've come to the conclusion that there is only a small window, a time frame in creating this set point, okay? So children between 0 age to 5 is when you really mold these personalities, okay? Basically, if you are a grumpy child, if you are a fussy child, you will in return grow up to be a fussy and grumpy an adult. And you will experience more failure, okay? It was actually shown that people who gravitate towards unhappiness actually endure more failures in life, as opposed to people who are happy. They attain their goals. So, I want to talk to you about this happiness set point today and how important as parents it is for you to properly set this temperament, okay? So, it's a lab factor I've created, and this is something that all parents must implement early in life, okay? And it's very easy, the lab factor. It's so easy to remember. The first factor, love. When I talk to my clients, I ask people, do you love your child? Do you love your child? Do you love your child? So I ask my clients, I'll say, do you love your child? And then I'll say, well, does your child know that you love them? And they say, oh, Shea, yes, of course. My child knows I love them. I bought them the best cribs from Babies R Us. Good example. Or, of course, my child knows. They have the latest iPads. They never complain about anything. But in reality, that does not mean to your child that you love them. That means you know you love your child. That does not mean your child knows you love them. Do you understand the difference? And a lot of people confuse the two. It is very important that you don't confuse that, especially for young children, okay? So the first factor in the LAP factor is love. And how do we give love to one another? It's so simple. All you have to use, the only thing that you need are your senses. You have to use your sight and hearing. You have to say, I love you. I love you. It's so simple. But people take for granted those words. People do not often say those words. They don't say it to their spouse. They don't say it to anybody. They don't say it to their children. They assume their children knows that you love them. But children have to hear this, okay? They have to feel your love. And how you give it, you have to say, I love you. When you bathe your children, when you have these newborns and young children, when you're still bathing them, you have to say, I love you. Let's take a bath. Let mommy and daddy wash you up. I love you. And look into their eyes and really feel the love. You have to transcend that emotion that you have for them so they feel that they take it in and absorb it. Okay? Love is the strongest human emotion. I want to let you guys know that. Love is so strong. There is no other human emotion that is stronger than love. Not anger, not jealousy, not happiness. It's love. That is the foundation of us as humans. And people take that for granted all the time. In the parenting industry, that is the basis and the foundation of what I tell people. You're a parent, so you have to take on ownership of loving this human you've decided to create. I know it may sound like nonsense, but people take that for granted every day. And I want you guys to reflect, even when I'm done speaking, on when you were a child, and were you happy? Did your parents frequently say, I love you, I appreciate you? Did you have a nice day today? Okay? So love is the first factor in the LAP factor to create happiness, this happiness set point. Second factor, the A factor, okay? You have to give your child attention. We live in a society, ladies and gentlemen, where technology dictates a lot of what our children do. And as parents, we have a lot that we have to deal with. We have our jobs, we have bills, we have lots of other things going on. And sometimes we push off that attention of our children. When you see small children asking for attention, you should never, never, ever push your child away. If you have 1 hour out of the day to yourself and for your child, I would recommend you spend 30 minutes of that hour to your child. And that is simply, if it's a newborn, holding them, rocking them, singing to them. If they're older, let's say our ABCs together. These are foundational memories that you have to create, okay? Yes.
And when you're dealing with someone who's a school age, like 5 or above,
Okay.
does homework count?
Homework does count.
Oh, it does count. Okay.
That's something else. When your kids get older, you guys will see that time, that bonding time, that attention that you're showing your child. I love you so much. I'm going to help you in doing homework with you. That is that love and that bonding. That's that attention that they need. So quickly, I'm going to tell you what happens, you guys, when children don't get the adequate attention, part of that LAP factor that they need. Well, we've all heard of bullying, right? Everybody has heard of bullying. It's a big epidemic. It didn't start yesterday. It's not going to end tomorrow. But what's going on with bullying? People bully. Children in particular bully because they seek attention, because they did not get adequate attention at home. So they're using negative attention to get some type of attention from people. Makes sense. I'm going to tell you, when you have children in school, who do they seek attention from? It's going to be 3 parties they may seek attention from. Number 1, it may be you, the parents, because guess what? When they bully, who has to come in and speak to the principal? You. 2, they seek attention from their teachers. Sometimes there's so many kids in a classroom and they're not getting that attention home from you. They want attention from their teacher. They'll do heinous things to actually get that attention from their teachers. I used to teach in a classroom. I'll tell you. One quick story, everyone. There was a little boy when I used to teach, and he would bully another child every day, and his parents would come in furious with him. And one day I went in the principal's office, and you know what the child did? I'll show you. As soon as I walked in, you see that smile? And I instantly knew this child was doing what he's doing because that's the only way he got any attention from his mother and father. It clicked, okay? So, bullying happens. The last factor, other than love and attention in P, is a positive environment. Parents also take this for granted too. You have people who use inappropriate language in front of children at an early age, but then you expect your child to go out and use proper language. It's not going to happen. You have people who argue in front of their children. They have hostility. They use the brunt and the negative energy from the world, and they walk in the home and they present that negative attention to their young child. And there is no way that child is going to grow up to be a happy individual when they are being raised in a negative environment. Okay, do you guys understand this? So as a parent, I'm a parent myself, just like you guys. I'm coming to you as a sister to you guys, okay? So you have to walk into your home of a young child and leave behind the brunt of the world. Leave behind the stress. Leave behind the illness that somebody you know may have. You know, you must create that positive energy because children feel that, okay? When you walk in the home and you're unhappy and you have an attitude and you're mad, guess what? Your child will give it right back to you. They mirror our actions, okay? You cannot expect a child to see negative people or their parents doing negative activities, and then when they grow up, they're going to be honorable people. It's not going to happen.